Hello friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today we will be discussing about the Nanavati Commission which was appointed to inquire into the 2002 Godhra Riots. So recently the commission has submitted its report. So based on that we will be looking into this issue in very detail. So let us first begin with the current affair. The Gujarat government has tabled in the assembly the report of the Nanavati Commission. So the Gujarat state government has tabled the report in the state legislative assembly, and the commission, that is the Nanavati Commission, had been appointed to probe into the burning of the Sabarmati Express in 2002. And also following that, the burning of Sabarmati Express, it was followed by subsequent riots in the state of Gujarat. So this commission was mandated to inquire into these riots and come up with the recommendations and also the findings of the inquiry. So this is the current affair. Now based on this we will see this topic in detail. Now let us see what is Nanavati Commission. So what purpose the committee or commission was appointed. Let us see that in detail. So the Nanavati Commission, it was set up in the year 2002 and this was set up following the burning of Sabarmati Express, and the Sabarmati Express, the train was burned near the Godhra station. So Godhra station, and this was on the February 27th of 2002. So because of this burning of Sabarmati Express, 59 people were dead. Now the commission, the mandate of the commission. The mandate of the commission is to inquire into the events leading to the Sabarmati Express incident. So what were the events that led to the burning of Sabarmati Express? That was the mandate of the commission. And in this regard, the commission looked into the subsequent incidents of violence in Gujarat. That is, after the burning of Sabarmati Express, there was protest and violence in Gujarat. So subsequent incidents were inquired, and in these incidents about 1200 people had been killed. And also secondly, the committee inquired into the inadequacy of administrative machinery or administrative measures to prevent and deal with such disturbances. So why there was an inadequacy of administrative machinery in order to deal with such events. Third one, whether the incident in Godhra was pre-planned. So this was the third mandate, whether the incident that took place in Godhra, the burning of Sabarmati Express, whether it was pre-planned. And fourth one, whether information was available to the agencies, that is the intelligence agencies, to prevent it. So whether the intelligence agencies had certain information to prevent such an incident. So these were the mandates. So these were the important questions that the inquiry commission had to find answers for. So this was the first mandate. Second one, the committee was also to give recommendation or recommendation measures to prevent any such incidents in the future. So these were the two important mandates. First one, inquiry into certain aspects. Second one, recommendation has to be given in order to avoid certain incidents, similar ones, in the future. As we said, this committee was appointed in the year 2002, and after 2 years, that is in 2004, the scope of inquiry or the scope of this commission was expanded. So expanded in order to include the inquiry into the role and conduct of the then Chief Minister of Gujarat. The Chief Minister of Gujarat in the year 2002, it was Shri Narendra Modi, the present Prime Minister of India. So in 2004, the committee scope was expanded in order to inquire into the role and the conduct of the then Chief Minister Narendra Modi and also any of his ministers, that is a council of ministers in that government, also the police officers and other individuals and other organizations. So the scope was extended, and the commission got 24 extensions till it submitted its final report in 2014. So the final report was submitted in 2014, and till then 24 such type of extensions were made. Now we will see, even though the report was submitted in 2014, now recently in 2019 only this got tabled in the assembly. Why? The reason we will see later in this lecture. So this is about the commission in some brief. Now let us see why there was a delay in tabling the report. We have seen that in 2014 itself the final report was submitted by the commission. But after 5 years since 2014 only, the report got submitted or tabled in the assembly. Why? Now, the first report. So, first report, it contained a single volume and it dealt with the inquiry into the burning of the coaches. This was tabled in the assembly in 2008. Now, this 2008 report, this was the first report regarding this incident. In the 2008 report, it gave a clean chit to Modi, the present Prime Minister, and then the CM, the Chief Minister of Gujarat. So it gave a clean chit to Modi and also his Council of Ministers and the police officers in Gujarat. And the first report that was tabled, it concluded that the train burning was pre-planned act. So the conclusion of the first report was that the burning of Sabarmati Express was a pre-planned act and this was done to cause harm to the Karsevaks travelling in the coach. So this was the conclusion. Karsevaks were travelling on the train and this was purposefully done in order to harm the Karsevaks. So this was the first report. Now the final report. When we talk about the final report, this was submitted in 2014. And this report was submitted to the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, Anandiben Patel. So this was submitted. And this report was submitted in 2014 after a few months of the formation of the first term of NDA government and after Prime Minister Modi became the head of the government or the leader of the government. And what happened to this report? The 2014 report, this was a very detailed report. So this contained almost 9 volumes and almost 2500 pages. So the Minister of State for Home said that this is voluminous, that is the volume of this report is very huge, 2500 pages, and they needed to study every aspect before putting it into the public. So they asked to compress the Minister of State for Home asked for some time in order to study the detailed report, and that is why this delay. Now 5 years has been delayed. So now it is submitted or tabled in the assembly in the year 2019. Now let us come to the key findings of the report. First one, the commission found out that there was no conspiracy involved in the riots. So no conspiracy was involved in the riots. Second one, the riots were largely the outcome of the anger over the Godhra train burning. So the Gujarat riots in 2002. So this was an outcome of the anger of the public or the Karsevaks over the Godhra train burning. So we have seen the first incident was that a train, Sabarmati Express, was burned in Godhra station, near to Godhra station, where almost 59 Karsevaks were killed. So this report has found out that the outcome of anger over this burning resulted into the Gujarat riots. Now third one, it also gave a clean chit to Modi, Prime Minister Modi, as well as to the police officers in Gujarat during the time of the riot, and also the BJP, VHP, that is the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, and the Bajrang Dal. Now let us come to the findings about Modi. So findings about Modi, the present Prime Minister and the then Chief Minister. The Commission quoted Modi as having told it that he was being kept informed about the incident. And also the senior officers of the respective departments, they were keeping him posted with the steps taken to control the sudden violent situation. And the measures were on with the assistance of all the forces, that means that means other than the police, all the other forces, including the police forces like the paramilitary forces, military forces, and all other security forces were deployed by the state in order to control the situation. So this was a statement given by Modi, and this is the finding of the report. Now about the ministers, police and other organizations. So the report finds that there was no incident to show that either the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, VHP, or any other political party or any other religious organization had instigated attack on Muslims. So there was no incident to prove this, and only in 2 cases it was alleged that the VHP, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad persons, had taken part in those incidents. And it was also found out that the incidents against the Muslims, it appears to have happened because of the anger of the people on account of the Godhra incident. So the attack or the incidents against the Muslims, it was just a result of the Godhra attack, where the Muslims had attacked the train in which the Karasevaks were traveling. And another finding is that anti-social elements have seen to be appeared in certain incidents. Another finding is that the police had taken prompt and effective steps to curb the violence and also have saved lives and properties. And the report also mentions that there is no evidence to show that there was inaction or negligence from the part of the police in maintaining the law and order in this district. Also, the report finds that there is no evidence to show that any of the ministers of state or the council of ministers, any members of the council of ministers have had a direct involvement or interference in the functioning of the police. So these are the key findings of the report. Now coming to the key recommendations of the report of the commission. First one, the commission has recommended that reasonable restrictions should be put on the media. So this is a very, very important recommendation. The commission's recommendations are very important. Maybe UPSC would frame a question asking about your suggestions or your perspective on a particular topic. So here you can mention about the committee recommendations, becomes very relevant. So recommendations are very important. So first recommendation was that in such type of events, like for example violence or riots or communal issues, media should be kept a little aside. That is, reasonable restrictions should be put on the media. This is because the commission had suggested certain testimonies accusing media. For example, in the Godhra incident, the media gave wide publicity to the Godhra incident, and the hype that was created by the media, that was one important significant reason why the riots broke out. So media always has a tendency to hide the incidents or hide the issues. So in case of the Godhra incident, where Sabarmati Express was burned, the media gave wide publicity, and the incidents that happened thereafter, the riots, the people got excited and they indulged in communal violence. So reasonable restriction at the time of such type of sensitive issues like communal riots or such type of sensitive issues should be maintained. So this was the first recommendation. Second recommendation was based on the concept. It found out that in India, still there is a deep-rooted hatred between some sections of the Hindus and Muslims. So this was an important finding, a general finding by this commission. So it found out that still there is deep-rooted hatred among certain classes or sections of Hindus and Muslims. And it also suggested that this is one primary reason for this communal riots. So this deep-rooted communal issue. So for that, it suggests that the government should take necessary steps and actions to remove the weakness from society. Now, what is the weakness? Weakness is that there is a deep-rooted hatred for the other community. So, between Hindus and Muslims. Now, from the society, why? Because this is a social issue. So, that is why the society needs a change, and the government should act effectively to bring out steps and measures to curb this issue. So, these are the key recommendations given by this committee. Now, from your UPSC perspective, communal rights, this is very important. Also, mob lynchings, very important. This is because of the increasing incidence of mob lynchings. The problem of caste system, the problem of religion, all these are very important. This can be expected either in your essay paper or in your GS paper 1 in social issues. Also, this can be asked in GS paper 2, where the topic important laws, legislations, government policies, etc. are covered. So, very, very important topic, especially the recommendations given by the Nanavati Commission. It's very important. And as I have always told you, whenever you write an answer, if you are able to give some recommendations of some important committees, or you can quote certain committees or Supreme Court judgments, all this will give you more marks for your answer. You can find the PDF of this lecture on our website www.studyiq.com. You can get in touch with me on my Facebook page Joycey Joy, or you can write to me at joycey.studyiq@gmail.com for any of your queries and clarification. Thank you.